So on Friday, we covered the basics of the Python, which was variables, how we define the variables, then how we print the commands, pretty basic things. Okay.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
today we are going to see a few objects in the Python, okay, that are mandatory to learn. Okay. They are list. Okay, let me type here. Where is it? They are
Can we
list.
just do a quick rush over what we did last time? Maybe an example of each and every one of them. Just
I don't know why did I delete it. What we will do, I will whatever we learn. Okay, so I'll keep this inside the file. I won't delete it. Okay,
okay.
so that we remember things like in the Python. See now here. Okay, last time I
Yeah.
explained you this name. Okay, how we write it, and then if we want to print it in the block letters. Okay, so these are all in the small letters. If the
Mm-hmm.
title means it will have the first letters of each name in the capital letters. If I run this, see,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So these are the few things that we learned. And if we want in the lowercase, then okay. So this is already in the lowercase. Or if we want in the uppercase, just run it. We'll have it in the capital letters. These are the few things. Okay.
Okay.
So what we learned, and I even explained about the. Like, let me recall. Actually it's not clicking in my mind what I explained to you on Friday. The reason being is like I deleted many things after I should have kept it as it is. Okay, I even showed you like how to add comment. Suppose if I want to add a comment, okay. So what do? We write a hash. Okay, this is the single line comment. Okay, but if you want to add a multiple line comment, okay, then like these are the three. Okay,
Mm.
three single quotes. Then we'll have to type it in between them. Okay, this
Okay.
is the multiple line comment section to understand bigger concepts. Okay, so if you see anything in between like these two single quotes, then these are the multiple line blocks. Okay, this is the single line. For single line you use hash, and for the multiple line comment section you use this single quotes. Okay, then I even explained about the format, right?
Yeah.
Like format. Let me define it as a number. Yeah, I explained about like in the variables, things don't start with the numbers. They don't have the special characters. Okay. Then number, suppose if it's, let me give it as a name. Okay. Name is, we have to use either the single quotes or double quotes. Okay. Then print. Okay. What I'll do, I'll format it. Okay. How do I format it? Suppose I'll give it in the, my name is, fine. Why is it going like this?
Is it not because of the two brackets?
Yeah, now it came correct. Okay.
Yeah.
So I explained like what exactly is the function of this format. Okay. If we want to, this format will make it like to write a name of it. Okay. And then
Mm.
declare the previously, then what you call the previously declared variable. Okay.
Okay.
If I type it over here, my name is Wasim. So if I don't give this format, okay, what happens? See, wait. Yeah. So if it comes like this.
My name is name. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I give the format, I have to remove these brackets. Okay. So in order to recall the variable in your print statement, you use format. We are going to see few examples as well in the list. Okay.
Okay.
In the list, we'll see these examples. We'll recall what we have learned before as well. Okay. But these are the few basic things that we learned on our first day. Okay.
I think we
So
also did variable plus integer
yes,
is another reason.
variable as well. See here, this is the variable name. Okay,
Yeah.
Wasim is the name of the person, and variable name is name. So if I use in the next few lines, so I will not be using this name. If I give the name this much, it will automatically pick up this name. Okay,
Okay.
so this value is getting stored over here in the name, and whenever we use it in the next few lines, automatically it will be displayed the output like this.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just a second.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are going to see the list today. Okay. What is list? See, there are four objects in the Python. First one is list. Second one is set. Not in the order, but tuple. Sorry. Okay. And the dictionary. Okay. Have you learned all these things in the GGTech?
Yeah, yeah, but we did it just like in a rush. It was one of the last things we did, so we didn't really pay attention to it. I particularly.
Okay. So in list, what happens? Okay, you can like for list we use square brackets. For set we use round brackets. We define the values inside this. Okay. So it
Okay.
will automatically consider what is the, because we don't write the list or set or tuple. Based on the bracket format, it will automatically mm, think that this is what this person is trying to get. Okay.
Yeah.
So these square brackets are for list, curly brackets are for dictionary, and set and tuple are for are in the round brackets. Okay. But they all serve the different purpose. Okay. So I'll explain you. Suppose there are three members here in the list. Mm, Let me tell Paul, then Alex, and then Ron. Okay, these are the three different names. Okay, so here what happens in the we can add the values. Okay, if the fourth person needs to be added, it will get automatically uh, next to the Ronnie, fourth person. Okay, or if we want to add something at this point, okay, that is also possible. If you want to add over here the next person, that is also possible in the list. Okay, we can delete it, we can add it. Okay, and this person, so list it has around three members, right? And if a fourth person also has the same name, no problem. Okay, it will display the fourth person name as well. Okay, but
Okay.
in set, okay, what happens is it will not allow the person with the same name. Okay. Suppose now consider this all these names to be same. Okay. First we'll complete the list and then we'll go with this part. Okay. So this is the list. So let's give the name as a user list. User underscore list. Okay. This is a list. Okay. So here what happens? We have three members. So they can there can be multiple people with the same name, or if you want to add, okay. So suppose if you want to add any new person, okay. So how do you add it? User list, okay. If you want to add a fourth person, dot append, okay. Append means add one, okay. And then suppose you want to add what Mike, hmm? Then just run it. Sorry, it's running it from here. Then print user underscore list. Okay, so what will happen over here when we print?
So the names beginning from top, the whole list, that is the
Yes.
one on top and added with the mic to it.
Yes. Why is it showing this run list? Yeah. Yeah, it was running from this main.py Python. That's why it was not getting the result. Okay.
Okay.
Now it's running from this list.py. Okay. Paul, Alex, Ronnie, Mike. Okay. So if you want, so here the things work, you know how they work in the index format. Like this is the index zero. You know, right? Index zero, index one, the position
Yeah,
of the name. Okay.
yeah,
In the list is in the index format, the position. Okay. So this is a zero index position. This is a first index. This is second index. Okay. So if
yeah.
we want to know the who is at the, suppose if we want to remove the person. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose if we want to remove the person, user hyphen list, okay, dot remove. Okay. So suppose if you want to remove the Alex, hmm, now let's comment this out. Okay. So that means we will not get different results. So we have commented this print. So we will not get another print. So we are going to print the user hyphen list. Just press the tab button. Okay. If anything is highlighted, you have to just press one tab. Automatically it will get listed. Okay. So when I do this, what will happen? Here, Alex is removed. Paul, Ronnie, Mike are there. Okay,
Okay.
got it? Means how things worked over here. We added Mike and we removed Alex and then we printed list. So what are the commands to add, append? To remove, we have, to delete, we have dot remove. Okay.
Okay.
So suppose I want to know the person who is at index zero. Okay. Suppose, let me comment this out now. Single. Okay. I want to know the person who is at user hyphen list. Give the square brackets and
A
let's,
moment, please. I have a call.
yeah,
All
okay.
right.
So I want to print the user who is at this first position. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's print it like who is on it. This is the
Yeah.
0. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. There is some changes. We
That
removed
would be
Alex,
Alex,
right?
right?
Yeah, we removed Alex. I think so. We should print the user list. Then it's better. Then we'll come to know. Okay. So Paul, Ronnie, Mike. Okay. This is on the first index. Ronnie is in the first index. Okay.
Okay, you print two at the same time. You want
Yeah, we can do it. We can print multiple, right?
okay,
Multiple.
okay,
Yeah. Okay.
okay.
So now if we want to make some changes, okay.
Yeah.
So if we want to rename the name, okay, suppose now this Ronnie was, we want to make it in the capital letter. Okay. So what we need to do is just modify this part. Let me just go to the, okay. And then user hyphen list. Okay. I want to rename this Ronnie to capital letters. Okay. Okay. Ronnie is on the first one, right?
Yeah.
First. Okay. Sorry. So here what will happen? This, okay. Now we'll print the user list. Remove this. Yeah. See here. Can you see this?
Yeah.
We have changed that for renaming. We have to just give the name to it. Okay. At
Mm-hmm.
what position we want to rename, and then just give the new name. Automatically, it will pick up. Okay. You can suppose if you want to, if you give the totally different name, then it will be automatically renamed. Okay.
Okay. What
So,
about, is it possible to also do the upper here? User list one upper. Be careful, you hit your hand.
user list. Let's try that. Mm, yeah, we can do that
Okay. Okay.
because that's in the what do you call square brackets, right? That's why it will not pick up. If it's on this set and dictionary, then it will be possible. I don't think so. It does. Okay, but still we'll try. Good idea. Good question, I would say. No,
Okay.
list
Okay.
object has no attribute upper, so you
Mhm.
cannot make it in the capital format.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe if this was set, then it would have been possible. We'll try this with the set as well. Okay.
Okay.
So how do we know if it's a list? It's a square brackets. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here you can add, you can remove. Okay. And it follows the proper format like first index, zero index, first index, second index. Okay. The new person gets added to the next index. Okay.
Okay.
So next thing is,
What if I want to add something at the back of Ronnie? That would be third index, right?
yes,
If I want to add another name.
yes, we can add it to the new name. That's true.
Okay.
Suppose we want to add it at the,
For example, user
mhm.
list append Mike and make it in such a way that Mike will Mike automatically appear at the third index?
Let's try this.
Or can we place it, choose the position?
Yes, user list. Let's add one more person. User list dot append. Okay. And
Mhm.
then what is it? Suppose we want to give the new name. Suppose Mary. Okay. Let's add one person here. This is what you meant, right? If you want to add, instead of sending it to the new one, we can print it like this. Print. So what is happening over here is we are adding a new name to this position.
Okay, like this. Why is this carpet like this? You can use a spoon. You can use a spoon and move it properly. Don't mix it this way.
So what happened over here? One will not pick up. It will
Oh,
get placed to the next only, in the end only. Okay. So that is possible in this set dictionary, set and tuple, what you said.
mhm.
Okay. Here things get added in the end only, in the next
Okay.
index.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the means they are fixed. You cannot move them. Either you
Oh,
can add a new one or you can remove a particular from the particular position. Okay. But
yeah.
you cannot change the existing position and then add it over there. Okay. Because
Mhm.
we get the position of any particular name or whatever we're adding by giving the index number. Okay. So that is
Yeah.
possible in the set and tuple.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll see the dictionary part now. Let's create one new file. See why we are learning all this, when we understand the, when we see a particular program, okay, particular code. So we should understand what exactly that code is doing.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
line by line, if we read, then we should understand, yeah, this is the list. So we know in the list what happens, the name gets added in the end. Okay. This is the index position, right? This is what
Mhm.
the append command was used in the list. So it was, or it is added, right? These are the basic things about the list. So we are adding new file. Now let's add a dictionary dot py. We don't need to give py. If we just give dictionary, it will automatically come as py. Okay.
Because it's under a py file, of course, already.
Yeah. So what happened? What we are doing here, new, we're adding a Python file. Automatically it will
Okay.
with a dot py
Yeah, Python.
extension. Okay.
Okay.
So
So if
here,
you're adding a file, you have to put the py.
yes, if you're adding
Yeah.
a file, then if you give the py, then it will appear over here. But if you're adding the Python file, no need to
Yeah.
add the extension.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So here in this dictionary, what happens is you provide the information in the curly braces. Okay. So consider it the information to be in the JSON format. Okay. Suppose you want to give the marks to particular student. Okay. So you write it over here. Okay. So for suppose if in the English subject, okay, write it over here. Suppose it's English. Okay. We give marks to be around uh, we don't give here, give double quotes 80. Okay, there are 80 marks. Then in science, we write the information like this. There we wrote it directly, right?
Yeah.
Here in the dictionary, we write it like this. There are two subjects. Now we have given the marks to it. So let's print marks now. So if you do right click, then also you can run this run dictionary. So 80 is showing, why is it showing? Okay, we have to give the comma. This over here, yes. Okay. So we get a response like this. Either we can give the response like this. Suppose if we could have added English in the single line as well, we can give, but we give it on this different lines, right? To understand
Yeah.
and to make the readability better. Suppose if you want to add one more, suppose if you want to add history, okay. 60 marks. Okay. Now next work. So history is added. If you want to add it like this, that's also fine. You can add this exact line here. See if you do. Okay. This is also fine. You can give it in this format as well. Okay.
Okay.
In the dictionary, things happen like this. So if you want to get marks of particular subject, okay. So how do we type that? Print, okay, marks dot get. Okay, if you want to know the marks in the history, okay, just type
Mm-hmm.
it like this. Sorry, history. Okay. So what this will, let me just comment this out. Yeah. So here this thing will get marks only in the history. Let's keep it like this, no problem. It's better for us to understand. Let's see history marks. It will the first command will display all the marks, and then we want to know the marks from the history only. So directly get it like this. Okay.
Okay.
Or if you want to delete marks, okay, of suppose we want to delete the marks of Hindi, okay, of this English, delete dot, okay, marks, yeah, and then give the, what is it? Suppose we want to delete science. Now we'll print.
Okay.
Let's remove this. What will happen over here? Science will be deleted. Got it?
Okay.
This append, remove, delete, all these commands, once you practice, once you start learning this, practicing this, you'll start getting you'll understand things. Or if you want to add something, okay,
Yeah.
suppose you know these three subjects are added: English, science, and history. Suppose, okay, let's add maths marks. Okay,
Okay.
marks. Okay, then we'll give it in the square brackets and maths. Okay, sorry, the extra bracket that came up over here. Suppose marks are 90. Okay, now let's remove this. I shouldn't remove, right? I should keep on continuing like this so that when we understand things, right?
Yeah.
See here, maths got added to the next line, right?
Yeah.
What happened? English, science. If you want to add something, just give like this. If you want to remove something, then you have to remove it like this. Delete marks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, suppose we want to remove science. Yes. Now here, print marks. See here, it's giving the result for first command. Okay. Here, first command is giving the result for English, science, history, maths. Then we deleted in the science in the next command. So science is removed.
Okay.
Okay. This is the dictionary part. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we will learn about the sets. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. We'll learn something, a new file called In sets, what happen is you have to give the data in the what do you call mm, round brackets. Okay, suppose my sets you do it. Okay, equal to suppose you give Monday, then Tuesday, and suppose you give it in the Wednesday format. This is pretty basic we're learning. Okay, we
Mm.
will start learning things at a much better level once we then start with our programming. Okay, print
Yeah.
sets, run sets, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, this is print. Okay, so now let's add one more thing to this. Okay, if you want to
Okay.
add Monday to it. Okay, oh, one more thing. Sets dot add. Okay, I think so. I give curly braces here. I should have used curly braces here. Then it is considered as set. Okay. Okay. This sets, okay. This dictionary, we give the, where is it? Why is it not getting selected? Yeah. We give the values in the key and format. Key and value format. This is a key, this is the value. This is the key, and this is the value. Okay. But in sets, we give in the curly braces, okay. But the result is not in the same ordered fashion. But in list, okay, we always get the result in the same ordered fashion. Okay, suppose now you want to print, you're printing the sets. See the result what you get: Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday. Again you print it: Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday. The result will not be in the similar fashion. But if you try to add something, okay, suppose you're what you're doing is you're going to add, okay, mm, sets dot add, okay, and you're adding here. Suppose you're adding one more Monday, okay, and now you print the sets. Okay, so what should be the result? Can you tell me?
Uh, princess. Princess and princess and Mon. You add Monday. We'll have two Mondays now. So you
Let's see.
said.
It will be only Monday. Here, what happens? This sets the common name, okay, name with the which is repeatable. It's not reflected in the outcome. Every name should be unique.
Okay.
Okay. Suppose if you add Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we are here. Let's add Friday here. Here you will see the name getting added, Friday. Okay. But if you add, let's add Saturday as well. Here the names should be unique. Okay. See, the names are getting added. But let's add one more. Suppose let's add Tuesday. That is already there. Okay. So what should happen? Here, Tuesday will come only once. It will not take the same name because that's already present, right? So
Yeah.
things does not get repeated over here. But in case of list, you could add the same name person, it will get added. But here, it will not get added. They are not repeatable in these sets.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then next part, what we will learn is,
And sets, does it take both numbers and letters?
pardon?
Does the set takes letters and numbers or just letters?
Mm, you can add numbers as well.
Oh, because I know there's a difference between set and list. I don't know which one takes both letters and numbers or
Mm, okay, I think so. List gets with the set and numbers as well. Okay,
which
we'll
one
see.
takes the two mix in one bracket or like in the same bracket you can have letters and numbers as well. Is it list or sets?
It's list, I guess, because here let's try that. I haven't tried it with the numbers. Okay, I
Yeah.
haven't tried it. I always did it with the played with the characters only. Let's add the numbers here.
Yes, no, I was thinking about
19. Okay, let's print. This will not take the number. List will not take the number. It can only have the characters. And let's do with the sets.
it.
Yeah, sets can have numbers as well as characters.
Okay. Yeah, I
List will
see.
not be. I never tried it with the numbers. Okay, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, and then list set. Then there's something called tuple.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so in the tuple format, what happens is it remains the same as set. Okay,
Okay.
but the only difference here is uh, you can add these names multiple times. Okay, let's add
Okay.
it with the name as tuple. Wait, let's create one file with the tuple name. There are how many file sets tuples? Okay, wait. Okay, create one new file. Then then okay. Then let's add this tuple equal to. Let's add fruit names. Okay, apple, mango,
No, you bite it here.
berries. Okay, then let's print uh, tuple. So here they will be in the same format, but in the sets, the result will not be in a similar fashion. Okay, run sets.
Okay.
In the sets, see the outcome is not always in a proper format, but you'll get the results of all the values properly, but they will not be in a proper sequence. But in tuple, you get the numbers in the sorry,
Okay.
you get it in the similar fashion. Okay, and one more example, what we can see is like you cannot. I think so. You cannot change the position of this. Okay,
Mhm.
let's add one more thing is okay. We can add what we can do is like Let's add what I can say. Mm, Tuple dot add. What we can add? Let's add one more fruit name, same name. Okay, print Tuple. Sorry. Add will not work here. I think so. It's append. It will work here. What is the object for it to add data? Because the confusion is because for list it works append to add, and the remove it works for deletion. But here
Yeah.
you have to just use add. For tuple, I guess it's something else. Let me just check it. Okay. This is pretty basic.
Yeah, that you can't even remember.
Yeah, because it's like for every different thing we have to remember the command. Okay. But why
Yeah.
it did not work add? Let me just check. Why did I forget something to add extra? Okay, okay, I get it. There is a different process here. Like you can add it. They have given one more example here. Let's underscore tuple. Okay, is equal to tuple plus. Okay, then can give it like this. Sorry. Why it's not working? It's a comma here. Yeah, apple, mango, berries, bananas. Okay. Suppose if I'm adding one more apple, the same name. Okay.
Yeah.
What happens here? The name gets added. But in sets, if you add something common, so that is similar to it, it does not get added, right? We saw that example. But here,
Yeah.
the same name that you add, suppose here I'm adding apple. Apple was already existing. It gets added to the new list, even if
Mhm.
previously it was there. So the difference between sets and tuple you can say is like you can add the names of the similar thing. Okay. Similar names you can add, but in sets you cannot. Dictionary, the values are in the format of, where is it? Yeah, the key and value. Okay, in the dictionary format. In the list, they are in the this index format. Okay, and they do follow the sequence that gets the new name gets added to the next indentation. Okay, this is
Yeah.
few examples. See, these things will come handy when what you call when there is lengthy program and there are multiple objects that needs to be written. Then you'll recall all these concepts. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
if you practice it Like if your application requires few things that needs list, sets, tuple, everything, then you'll remember all this. Okay, because it's pretty confusing. But if you practice it side by side, are you like, will you do it like side by side when I'm explaining? Or when will
Okay.
you practice it hands-on?
Yeah.
Maybe you know what, like not from today, maybe from tomorrow you can do it like side by side when we're practicing, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
have two systems?
I have an iPad and a laptop. I think I watch on the laptop, on the iPad, and then I practice on the laptop.
Okay, that's get better.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is something called inputs. I'll explain you something. Okay, you these four things are like for the list only. Okay, list, may, sets, tuple, dictionary. These few things, like if you're working for Python developer going for then you can expect the questions the difference between this. But when you're looking
Okay.
for a cloud engineer, then they don't ask you these questions. Okay,
Okay.
the differences. Okay, so let's go to something little bit better. Okay, I would say inputs. Okay, here you give something to the you make this terminal ask you the question. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
then you'll have to respond. Okay, suppose in the user underscore name. Okay, you'll type it over here, like input. You are giving the input to the system. Okay,
Okay.
to ask you the question, like what is your name? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then this thing, even if you don't give, no problem. Okay, this is just a question. Then print username. Okay, so this question is getting added, this response. Okay, this question will be asked. Whatever the response you give, it will be stored in this username, and then this will return the username. Let's run this in the inputs. Okay, just remember this inputs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, through input you give the like you make the terminal ask you the question. See here, what is it asking? What's your name?
Okay.
Type Wasim. Okay, so I gave the response Wasim. So next statement was that Wasim got saved over here in the username, and then I mentioned like print username. So that's why it gave this like this. Okay, suppose next thing is like I'm giving the age. Okay, now just pay attention over here. Okay, input. Okay, so what should happen? I want to comment this out. I want to comment this both the lines. Okay, how do I comment? If I want to comment
Put-
multiple lines.
You put this for three lines up, three lines
Yes,
down.
yes. And if I
Yeah.
want to, that is also one of the option, and I want to comment out both the lines using hash.
Just hash, yeah.
Yeah, that is also fine. That is also fine. Just, and if you want to comment out around 10 different lines, okay, just use control plus forward slash. Okay.
Okay.
And if you want to remove this, control plus forward slash. Suppose I want to make this 4 lines comment, control plus forward slash. Automatically the hash will be added to each line.
Okay.
Okay. Control plus forward slash. To remove it as well, the same thing. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm adding like the age. What is your age? Okay. So this is asking me the question. I would say 31. Okay.
Okay.
It's giving me the response. Okay. So now The next, mm, one more thing we can do. Let's remove this and then make use of the another concept called we will not remain like this. We want some output in the different format. Sorry. Here, mm, what will happen over here? Can you tell me?
I think it will print welcome and the name that the input got.
Means?
Is that
Means I did not understand what you said. Just can you tell me?
welcome? I think it will print welcome and then the name, the input that's the machine on username.
Yes. Yes. So it will ask me the name first because I have given the input. Okay. So I'll type data. Okay. So here, welcome Linda to Python class. Got it?
So it will print the two at the same time. No, after you must have put in the name
Yes.
and then
Only after
paste.
I give the response, it will
Okay.
it will store that response in this username. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
then it will print like welcome. The value will be put it over here, and then Python class. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah. So, and one more example, we can see it like, mm, let's check one more example. Like, let's comment what else example I can take. Um, okay. Yeah, this is interesting now. Number one, input. Okay. What will happen over here? Can you tell me? Okay, let's do something interesting here. Let me comment this out. Yeah, tell me what will happen now, okay? I'm giving the 10 number as first number, 20 number as the second number. What should be the outcome? You there? Yeah. Hello.
Oh, I was muted.
Oh,
This
sorry.
small boy came and is sleeping on my hand. That's why it's snoring. He's
Mhm.
snoring. I had to mute. So I think it will give 10 plus 20, which would be 30.
Right. The result will give. Mm, what should be the result? First, we are giving the 10 number. Second, we are giving the 10. Okay. So here's a catch over here. Okay. Because previously we asked the name. Okay. In the previous example, here we are giving the numbers. Okay. So
Okay.
just check the result, what it will be. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Thank you.
So for it to happen, we have to inform that we want the result to be in the integers. Okay.
Hmm?
So for that case, we have to just add one more thing here is integer. We want the number to be in the form of integer. Now let's run it. Now check. Got it? Because previously the value was getting stored in the form of characters, not as an integer. So we have to inform that we want the result in the form of integer. Okay.
But where did you write the value first of all? Because I can't see the 20 and 10 anymore.
Here,
In the terminal.
yeah, because we are
Okay.
giving the input, right? So it will ask us the question, enter the first number. In the
Okay.
input, it will ask you to enter the second number. This is like inputs. What we are learning is the input. We have to give
Okay.
the, right?
So
So
when it gets the number from the terminal, what the user would input, then it now converts it into integers.
yes. So let's do it again. Let's see, it's asking the first number. Let's give the first number 50. Let's give the
Mhm.
second number as 60. Okay, because it's asking us the question. This input, what we
Mhm.
give, okay, this input
Yeah.
that you see over here,
Mhm.
this will ask us the question to enter the number. Okay,
Yeah.
so after adding it, we are using, then that number is getting stored over here, num1. This number is getting stored in the num2. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, and
Yeah.
then for the result, in the result, what we're doing, we are adding this num1 plus num2. Okay,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
before we adding integers, they were considered as a characters. Okay, but we inform them like we want the integers answer. So that's why
Okay.
we give like int. So this is
Mhm.
considered as 10. This is considered as 20. 10 plus 20. That's this next result will be 110. Oh, sorry. Stop and rerun. 20, 30, 50. Okay.
So in that case, if we enter 20 in letters, it won't what?
Yeah. Suppose if we let, it will ask us the numbers. It will not take, let's take that example. You mean to say here like this?
Yes.
Okay. See, it will not pick up the value because it's expecting the uh, mm, number because we have informed here integers.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to think that way.
Yeah.
But in the case where this int is not at the front, will
Yeah.
it
If
accept
it's,
it? Let's
yeah, it
try.
will accept 20. Yes. It will accept 20. Let's run it. Let's give 20. See, 20, 30.
Okay. Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the input. So input will make sure that you have, since you make the terminal ask you the question to enter it. Okay.
Okay.
So next thing what we can do is we'll learn the conditioners. Let's like make conditions are like if, else. Okay. Those
Yeah.
things maybe we can continue from tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe I'll join exactly at 4. Wait. 6:30. That's 3 o'clock for you. Is it possible for you to join from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 3 o'clock?
Yes, it's possible.
Okay. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday will connect at 3 o'clock.
Okay, from tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Just-
Okay,
Yeah.
only for these 3 days. Monday and
Okay.
Friday, we'll keep it at 4.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it works that way. Okay.
Because the reason being is we can start at 4 as well. Okay. But the
Yeah.
problem is like I have next another stand-up. Like we have 2 stand-up meetings. I have to attend as per the US time schedule. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday we have 2 stand-ups to attend.
I see.
Okay.
So you mean we start at 3 and end at what time?
Till 4:30.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So
it
we'll
works.
consider the let's stop recording.